Hello and welcome to the WriteCome.com podcast, where we help you to make money from your words. Each episode will be sharing tips, tricks, and strategies you can use to make more money from your writing, publishing, and marketing to your fans and audience. Let's get started with your host, Barry J. McDonald.
Hi, this is Barry here, and you are very, very welcome to this podcast episode from WriteCome.com. And today I want to dedicate this episode to you. That's right, I am dedicating this episode solely to you. Now, why am I doing that? Well, over on the WriteCome Facebook group right now, or Facebook page, we have a group set aside where I am showing how anybody can create their own podcast. Now, one of the things that is coming up in one of the upcoming videos is on content creation, but there's a little bit of mindset that I'm going into in that video. In that, a lot of people who are probably getting into podcasts are probably looking around and they are probably looking at others who are far ahead of them. So you might have somebody who has, if you were getting into something like weight loss, there probably is thousands of people who are talking about weight loss and dieting and podcasts. Again, if you go over to something like dog training, I'm sure you'll probably find hundreds, if not thousands, of podcasts based around dogs and dog training. Or again, if we have a look maybe on self-publishing or something like that, I'm sure you will probably find hundreds, if not thousands, of podcasts in self-publishing. And unfortunately, a lot of people, when they kind of think, well, God, I would love to be a podcaster, when they kind of meet that hurdle, when they look around and see all the people who are already out there creating content, they're kind of frozen in place. I know I was when I had created this podcast here. I was looking around at everybody else, and everybody else was further along than I was. They had talked about everything I was going to talk about. Everything was already pre-recorded. So what could I bring to the marketplace? I was just kind of coming behind them, kind of as I felt at the time. I felt like I was going to be copycatting them. Now, in the video I am launching now, I think it's tomorrow, in the Facebook group, I bring up the point that the difference is the difference. Now, what I mean by that is, if we have a look at something that is probably pretty generic, like say something like a chat show, basically the format for a chat show is you have usually a large desk, you usually have a presenter sitting behind that desk, and then you have a celebrity sitting across from the presenter. And basically what that presenter does, they simply just ask questions of the celebrity, and then it's just a conversation that goes over and back and over and back. So that is pretty generic. But when you come along and you stick James Corden behind that desk, you get a different conversation going on between the celebrity and the presenter than if you put in Jimmy Kimmel, or if you put in maybe somebody over here on this side of the pond, someone like Graham Norton or somebody like that. Again, the format is exact same, but the difference between all those shows is the person who is sitting behind the desk. And that is what I want you to kind of consider if you think you are maybe going into, again, it doesn't even need to be podcasting, it could be blogging, it could be maybe YouTube or whatever, but there may be so many people ahead of you who have already talked the topic to death, have already come up with content that you were maybe already planning to do, and maybe you are stuck in position right now saying, well, it's already been talked before, it's already been written before, what can I bring to the marketplace? And I want you to stop for a second, and I want you, rather than looking at what everybody else is doing, I want you to look at you. You are the difference. You are far different from everybody else out there. You see the world in a completely different way. You have different life experiences. And again, just like Jimmy Kimmel, just like James Corden, just like Graham Norton fitting into that seat, with you behind the desk, you are going to ask different questions of that celebrity. You are going to get different answers. If you look sometimes, if you've even seen somebody like a celebrity, like say for example, we may have something like Joaquin Phoenix or something like that. If you put him on a James Corden show, James Corden might get a far different interview, a kind of more enjoyable, entertaining interview out of him than if you maybe slotted in Jimmy Kimmel and then had Jimmy Kimmel interviewing Joaquin Phoenix. Again, Joaquin Phoenix, it's the same personality, it's the same person sitting in the interviewee seat, but it's the interviewer that makes the difference. And that is what I want you to think about. Whatever you are going into, if you feel that everybody else has written about the content before, if they've recorded it, whatever, I want you to forget all of that. You are coming to this topic with a clean slate, and everybody is going to be attracted to you. They are going to want to know, what is your view on weight loss? What is your view on treadmills? What is your view on training a dog? What is your view on self-publishing? They are interested in what you are, how you're going to come at it, because you are going to come at it from a different angle. You will probably see topics that other people haven't come at. You are probably going to come at topics, and you may be able to explain them a lot better than maybe somebody else has in the past. So if you are doing something right now, if you are, planning to go into something like podcast or something like that, and straight away you are looking around at everybody else, the marketplace is full of podcasters, it's full of YouTubers, it's full of Instagram influencers or everything, and maybe you're just looking and saying, God, I can't get into this because I have nothing to bring this place. It's already been said. I'm here to tell you that that is one reason you shouldn't listen to that voice. You should get into it anyway, because as I said, you are going to be the person that's going to bring a difference to that niche or that business or whatever. You are going to come at it from your own angles. You are going to ask probably different questions than everybody else. You are probably going to fit different pieces of that business or jigsaw together. You're going to look in a different way, and your content is going to be totally unique to you. As I said, the chat shows are going to keep continuing on and on and on. It's the same format, but as I said, each presenter will bring it a different way. Even if we have a look, other than the chat shows, even something generic or even something in the movies, like for example, even the James Bond movies. Now, it probably is coming to mind because Sean Connery had just passed over recently. So that is probably why that's come to my mind. But if you have a look at all the James Bonds, basically we had the same character who is a spy, who is kind of got gadgets, he's driving a flash cars, he's meeting attractive women, and he's the same kind of character playing out that part. But if you slot in a Pierce Brosnan, if you slot in a Sean Connery, if you slot in a Daniel Craig or George Lazenby or whatever, the 007 or the James Bond that comes out the other side is completely different, and yet it's the same character that they're all playing, but it's because they are coming at the character from different angles. They're portraying it in a different way, accents or whatever, but they are coming at it from different angles, and the end product is completely different. Even though they are all more or less playing it's the same character, it's them that is bringing it different to it. So that is what I want you to think about today. If you feel that nobody's going to listen to you, why should you even start? And maybe you're thinking of giving up before you started. I'm here to tell you, no. Don't look around. Come at whatever you want to do, the business, but look at it from your angle. What can you bring to it? So as I said, you are the difference. The difference is the difference. So I hope that has helped you out. I hope maybe that has given you maybe some thought. I hope that maybe has lit a little bit of a fire under your butt to make you take action and do whatever it is you want to do. Because, as I said, the world is looking for different voices on different topics, different views, different ideas, and you could be the person that could bring it to whatever niche, whatever genre, or whatever business you are about to tackle. So give that some thought today. So, as always, if you'd like to know more about me, or if you'd like to find out more what I do on the Rightcome site, if you want to go over to Rightcome, which is WRITECOME.com. Now, if you head over there now today, you will find a great free report, which is called Words to Wealth. And in it, I'm going to show you 10 different ways you can make money from your writing. Or if you'd like to join our Facebook page, again, just do a search for Rightcome, WRITECOME.com, and like the page, whatever, and then you can keep abreast of the content, the podcast, the posts, the emails, and everything else I post up there. And if you'd like to maybe reach out to me, if you'd like to ask me a question, or you'd like to contact me for any particular reason, you can send an email to barryjmcdonald@gmail.com, and I will get back in touch with you. So, as always, thanks for sharing your time again today. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you'd like more from the Rightcome.com podcast, be sure to subscribe now for more tips, tricks, and ideas you can use to make more money from your words. See you in the next episode.